Crypto predictions for September. During a Bitcoin halving year, September is the most important month because it's when we transition into the most explosive phase of the bull market. And I'm going to show you this chart later on that's going to show you exactly the dates that we can expect Bitcoin to be breaking beyond all-time highs and accelerating towards 100k. We're also going to talk about the effect on altcoins of what's going to happen in the coming weeks and key dates to put in your diary so that nothing comes as a surprise. There's going to be a dip, there's going to be a pump, and I'm going to tell you all about that in this video as soon as you've hit the like button. So let's get on with it. Now guys, obviously we're outside again, it's the weekend, the sun is shining, which if you're from the UK you will realise is a rarity and you need to make the most of it. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on. Why is September so crucial? Well, because if you realise by now, crypto's cyclical. Whilst on a day-to-day basis, it feels like no one really knows what's going on, it's cyclical. Over a 4-year period, we rise into bull markets, we go into bear markets and back into bull markets. Everything seems to be linked to the halving, but everything is really linked to the monetary cycle, the M2 money supply, and it's all linked to this chart. This chart here tells the story that you need to pay attention to. You'll see that every time M2 money supply breaks previous all-time highs, it goes into an aggressive up cycle. When the global money supply is going up, so is Bitcoin. When the global money supply is going down, so is Bitcoin. And every time it hits previous all-time highs, it then takes between 320 and 360 days to break above it. And as soon as that happens, Bitcoin is already above its previous all-time highs. And guess what? According to this chart, we hit into those highs on the 1st of November 2023. 305 days after that is the 1st of September 2024, which is tomorrow, which means that we've now got 30 to 50 days before Bitcoin is going beyond its all-time highs again. And right now we're below Bitcoin all-time highs by quite a lot, because on this Bitcoin chart, we've been stuck in this endless range that's been going on for 6 months, and it will come to an end. To all of those people who are like, oh, the crypto bull market's over. Of course it's over. Guys, go and look at the top of a bull market on any chart and you'll see that they always end in a spike like this. That spike is because it's euphoria driven. Right now, the bull market is not euphoria driven, okay? It's smart investor driven. And that's how Bitcoin's got to where it's at right now. It hasn't just like dumped. It stayed relatively steady for like 6 months. It dropped around 30%, which is quite common. It's down around sort of 16, 17% at the time of making this video. So if you're still bullish on crypto and you're still with me, good, okay? You're going to understand what I'm about to say. So bottom line up front, by early October, Bitcoin is going to break beyond its all-time highs, okay? According to this data, which has been relied upon and has been true for the multiple cycles before, what happens in September, who knows? But by early weeks in October, we're going to see Bitcoin breaking beyond all-time highs. And at the moment, we're at 59k. We need to see Bitcoin heading up towards 72k to see that happen, which means we could expect to see a strong September. But many of you will be like, well, yeah, but September's always a red month. Well, you're not necessarily that wrong, but you are a little bit wrong because September is not always a red month. It can be quite frequently a red month, but in halving years, 2016, 2020, only one of these years was a red month, which was 2020. 2016 was actually a very bullish month in September for crypto, and that's particularly because it followed a very red August. We are also following a bit of a red August, which means we're probably likely to see a strong September. What could cause us to have a strong September? Well, on the 6th of September, we're going to see jobless claims announced. Obviously, we're expecting that to be higher than normal for the US. Therefore, if that happens, then we're going to see cuts in interest rates mid-month. Initially, that could cause a bit of downside, bit of turbulence in the markets before eventually leading to money supply just starting to ramp up, and then things are going to look pretty good once more for crypto. Now, if you're anything like me, during the last 6 months or so of crypto turbulence, you've been looking for any piece of data or any information that could be linked to behavior in crypto to give you a bit of an edge over what's happening. And I've started to look at like different chart patterns, different historical data, and there is a very interesting indicator that you can put onto your charts. It's called the moon phases, and the moon phase can have a pretty big impact onto crypto at any given date. Okay, full moons, new moons, etc. And there's a very interesting channel called Waters Above, which I recommend you going and checking out. Okay, not partnered with me at all, but has interesting stuff that kind of goes into more depth in this. So we see new moon sell-offs in Bitcoin each and every time, pretty much without fail. When we see a new moon, we can see a bit of a dump in crypto, and we are due to see a new moon on the 2nd of September, which is 2 days away. There's a good chance that we see a bit of a dip in crypto around the 2nd of September. Why that is, I have no effing idea. Okay, you can go and look into the details of that if you so wish. but it's quite typical on new moons that we can see dips towards the downside. On full moons, we can often see pumps towards the upside. Therefore, new moon, 2nd September, there's a chance that Bitcoin has a little dip lower. It's looking quite bearish right now. I would suggest that Bitcoin may retest down towards 56, maybe even down to $54,000. If it does that, so what? Who cares? Does it matter? There's a very good chance if it does that, it's going to bounce and start to head up again. I don't think we're going to see the lows that we saw previously back in early August. And that could be our last opportunity at those levels. I know. You're like, there's only so many dips I can buy. I'm the same, okay? I understand. There's only so many dips I can buy. It is the right strategy, whether you like it or not. Buying the dip is always the right strategy. There's been a lot of dips. You should be grateful that you've had so many of these dips. You should be grateful that we've had the most boring 6 months ever and that you got, brought into the markets early. You're early still. You should be so grateful and happy that you've been in these markets over the last year or so to enjoy all this time that you've been given to go and learn about new projects and go and understand more about charts and understand the opportunity that sits in front of you right now. Because most of the people who've not been around in this period who are yet to join crypto won't be buying any crypto until Bitcoin's above 100k. And they're going to be way behind you. So be grateful for the time that you've sat through, all the frustration you felt it too, okay? But things are looking very exciting over the coming months. So what are my thoughts? Possibly new moon, and I haven't gone crazy, guys. You've only got to look at the chart. You can see these cycles. It's obviously having an impact for whatever reason. New moon, sometime 2nd of September, which is Monday. So Monday or Tuesday, we could see a bit of a dip, bit of a sell-off, more panic across crypto, more scary thumbnails on YouTube. Then guess what? Then we're likely to start to see a push. September, I think, will be quite a bullish month. Maybe a little bit on the slow side, pushing towards the highs, towards October, and then into early October, once that money supply starts to happen, starts to break well beyond those previous all-time highs, that's when the market is going to look bullish again. Now, I've talked about Bitcoin dominance. I talked about it in a video a couple of days ago. Altcoins, as you've seen, have been absolutely punished. Okay, many altcoins out there. Every time Bitcoin has a dip, we'll see new lows. Each time, from recent lows. And yes, you can continue to buy those dips, but you've got to buy the dips on anticipation that maybe we come lower at some point. Because the only message is this: if you go to a Bitcoin chart and you get it on the monthly, you're going to realize that all of this day-to-day noise is going to be so unimportant when we go past these next few weeks and we enter into the final quarter of this year, which in 2016 we saw 58% gains, followed by 2017, which was pretty much a green year. And then in 2020, we saw 168% gains, followed by 100% gains in Q1 of the following year, which means whatever happens in the next few weeks, you're pretty much at the best opportunity place right now. With all this knowledge you've got right now and this time in front of you, this is such a prime opportunity. You shouldn't be too concerned about all the daily noise and stuff that's going on. Focus your attention towards stuff that you see strength in. You can go and study narratives. You can go and understand why AI is almost certainly going to be huge this bull market. Nvidia printed record earnings that were beyond the sky high predictions that were set by Wall Street. Nvidia is up like 120% in revenue in the last year, and it's like the third biggest company in the world. It's insane the rate at which it's growing. GameFi projects are also going to have their run this bull market. Many of the top rated games in the world take 6 to 7 years to make. Okay, your Call of Duties and whatever. The last bull market, we just weren't ready for top rated games, and still GameFi went crazy. This bull market, we're going to see some incredible games being launched, a couple of which I've got my eye on, and we're going to talk about those as promised in the previous video. We'll talk about them next week. We're going to talk about some new gaming projects that are going to get launched. I'm going to talk about new deep in projects that are going to get launched, and so many things to look ahead to. Use your time right now to focus on research and development. Don't bog yourself down just watching day-to-day kind of stuff of what's going on in the charts. It doesn't really matter to you, okay? It shouldn't really matter to you, because if it goes down more, you're either going to buy the dip or you're going to hold. If it comes back up, then you're just going to sit back and relax and reap the rewards of all your hard work. Now, guys, during these times of kind of boring price movements, as I've said, is a good time to go and do some research. If you want to go and learn more about chart analysis and day trading, which I appreciate is not for everyone, but if you want to learn more about day trading and be able to subscribe to day trading signals for absolutely free, then you can gain access to my Telegram group. This Telegram group is in partnership with CoinW, and they basically have a bunch of expert traders in there who are providing daily trading signals. They're also talking about what's going on in the charts every single day, so if you want to keep up to date with all of that, then you can do it. They'll also teach you how to day trade. Therefore, if you want to be able to gain from Bitcoin's big pumps and dumps throughout the bull market and bear market, then the Telegram is probably the best place for you to do that. Now, this group is absolutely free, but it's provided by CoinW, and what you need to do to be able to access it is to sign up through the link down below for CoinW Exchange. Now you can go to CoinW, you can deposit a bit of cash on that CoinW account, and that's going to allow you to access the Telegram group and follow along with those trading signals. Now, as you can see through this exclusive agreement with the House of Crypto and CoinW, we've got a $50,000 prize pool that you can potentially gain access to by signing up down below and depositing and trading over on CoinW. And once you've signed up, CoinW team will send you an email with the link for that Telegram chat so you can gain access to the trading signals. Now guys, a big week ahead of us. I'm going to be covering everything that's happening on the channel as it happens. Don't expect anything too crazy to happen in the charts over the next week or so, I don't think. I really think that we should be focusing our attention now towards projects that are going to see the most strength and growth during this bull market, using the analytics that I've taught you, using the tools that I've been teaching you. And if you want to learn more about these tutorials and use the tools that I use on a daily basis for free to scan the markets, then subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit the notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. No, I won't. See you on Monday in another video. Bye-bye.